Two children in Washington state were trying to make some money this summer by starting a lemonade stand, but then they got robbed. The 10-year-old and 13-year-old cousins had planned this stand for weeks, in fact, for months. They finally opened last weekend. Business was booming. They were doing great until a teenager reached into the register and ran off with the $80 they had earned.
My God, I love America. All the people in Hollywood and the academia and the activists which are trying to make America more progressive, more modern, they're doing great. I mean, they're achieving the results. My Romanian brain is unable to comprehend this. Like, I can't wrap my mind around how something like this can happen. This doesn't happen here, but this is because we are backwards. You know, we don't have the American values. Here in Eastern Europe, we have a lot of racismus. We have a lot of bigotrismus, homophobism, but we don't have like these really American values that you get to see on television being promoted by all of the American Hollywood actors. It's like, we need to be soft on crime. We need to be more compassionate towards the criminals because they are a victim of society, and then society becomes the victim. But it's progressive. It's forward thinking. It's modern. Hopefully the new GTA game will cover it, because I understand Rockstar is saying that the new GTA needs to be in tune with the times. They want a more modern and less offensive GTA to have more inclusion, more equity. Well, hopefully you can rob a lemonade stand in the new GTA. But look, if the lemonade stand doesn't get robbed, then the government will surely do the robbing. A Ohio girl lemonade stand near food festival shut down because it didn't have a license. You know, I am willing to bet, this is my assessment, I am willing to bet that if you passed a law which would force people to send their children to school in order to learn how to walk, in one, maybe two generations, everyone would think that humans cannot walk unless you send them to school to learn how to. Like, they will never be able to learn how to walk on their own, or it's too dangerous to allow your kid to learn to walk on their own. Like this worshipping of the license, this worshipping of the due process is astonishing. And everything is setting up people to be the wagey, to be the person working 8 hours a day, right? Like, you're not setting people up to learn how to have their own business, to become entrepreneurs. They're not trying to teach them how to play on the stock market, like to make their wealth any other way besides being a wagey. Nothing wrong with being a wagey, by the way. But what I am saying is that it's weird when it seems that it's the only option available. So any type of, in this situation, like encouraging people how to open their own business or something like that. No, we need to crush it. We need to crush it. We need to punish. Send the police after them. Okay. So what do people on Twitter think? These kids are basically stealing and getting charity. Well, it's not the same thing, is it? Kids were charging $2 a cup of crap lemonade on the corner near my house. They were mixing the lemonade in the container with their arms, get a paper route like the rest of us had to when we were 11. I do agree, though. This is theft. Like, charging $2 a cup for lemonade, it is theft. The law is the law. Oh, I loved it. The law is the law. Her parents have made sure she had the proper permits. It would also have been a learning experience for the yes. The law is the law. The license is the license. Oh my God. It should be a thing. You know, like, parents should actually say, look, the law is the law. You need a license. You need to pay taxes. And then, if you don't like this, vote right wing. If you don't like this, do not step on stage. You need to start doing activism, little Susie. You want a lemonade stand? You gotta pay the taxes. If you don't like it, vote for a party that lowers taxation, Susie. Vote for anyone that lowers taxation. That would actually be a good... I do agree. Who at the festival called the cops on an 8-year-old little girl? Snitches. That's whom. Snitches. Like, there are a lot of snitches in America. We saw this during the pandemic. Like, people who like to snitch on others. Same thing happened to little black kids. Also, they're not just any kids. They were little black kids. And everyone said it was the kid's fault. So this girl should have known better too. Yeah, well, look, Grace. Look. Everyone is saying it's her fault. Like, everyone, like, no. Maybe their filter isn't working correctly. Maybe they think she's a black kid too. Or maybe, just maybe, it's not about race. Maybe, just maybe, it's like people being like, the law is the law. The problem there is in one case was the adults that were way too loud. The neighbor asked them to keep it down. Then the racismus came up. What the fuck? She was making too much money. Well, to be honest, like $2 a lemonade, yeah. With no staff and you don't have to pay taxes, that is a steal. I hope the festival organizers feel really proud about themselves for shutting down an 80-year-old lemonade stand. I guess the competition was too much for them. Perhaps the same person who filed the complaint would like to send the IRS to audit the kid. You know, like the IRS normally wouldn't be able to deal with this, but now I understand they have guns. They can literally go like, stick them up. Stick them up. Give me your taxes. Can the girl even file a street vendor's permit? Do the parents have to do? That is actually a very good question. Like, this is so bizarre, right? Because if you're underage, you can't file for a permit. So you'd have your parents to file for a permit. But if your parents file for a permit, and then you have the lemonade stand, isn't that like child labor? That is such an interesting legal conundrum. Holy shit, I didn't think about it. Yeah, because like... But like, on the other hand, let's say that it's not. Like, let's say it's allowed. So the parents, like, file a permit in her name, and then she opens the lemonade stand, and then she works there, and then what if the parent takes the money? Like, what if the parent has, like, 5 children, and sends them in different places of the town, and they all have their lemonade stands, and they're all making a insane amount of money, and then the parent just takes the money and buys booze? Like, is that legal or not? Like, you can have, like, the children mafia, you know, like, you just adopt children and you send them out. Like, this is what the Eastern European mindset would do. Again, we're not forward-thinking. But we are very reactionary, very capitalist-oriented. Like, how can I make money off of this? If she wants to sell it on the street, she has to go get a street permit. If she sells it in front of the business, we have to get a solicitor's permit. Just wait, little girl. Next, the IRS will come knocking. Oh. Well, that's what happened to a lot of little girls that went on Twitch, isn't it? The Twitch audit, I think it was called. Now, I personally cannot sell you lemonade, but I do have the best buyer's remorse in the sector. There's a pinned comment. You can scroll down with a tip jar. If you give me a tip, you're going to have remorse right after it. So, hopefully, I will see you guys in the comment section. And let me know what you think about this story. Take care.